poppin'? It's your boy Rio. This is my wife Cara,
hey,
and we are back with another episode of Marriage Madness with Rio and Cara. In today's episode, vlog, video, conversation, I'm not sure what we're talking about. This is my wife's topic, so she's kind of hid it away from me.
So before we start, I want to mention that we have a couple different platforms now. So whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, you came off of this from TikTok or Instagram, we appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. I encourage you, whatever platform you're on, if you're on the other platforms, please go follow us, like, share, comment, because we'll be doing some things on some platforms and not the other ones. We'll be doing giveaways, we'll be doing all types of stuff. So just follow us, rock with us. If you rock with us, make sure you stay in tune with us. And again, you'll see all of the tags down, but we'll have Facebook, we're Marriage Madness with Rio and Cara. On TikTok, we're Rio and Cara. On Instagram, we're Rio and Cara. And on YouTube, it's Marriage Madness with Rio and Cara. So wherever you're watching, thank you. We appreciate you. And yeah, so we're doing big things. We are growing exponentially. We have gotten to 12,000 followers on Facebook. So shout out to Facebook.
Shout out to y'all on Facebook.
Shout out to y'all. We definitely appreciate y'all. We have been reading the comments. We've been taking notes because we coming back with a vengeance. I know we've been gone off of our videos and vlogs for a while, but that's because we've been doing the proper planning and stuff on the back end to bring you real, transparent, and valuable content, which is why we're here today. So if y'all missed us, let us know in the comments. We missed y'all. My husband and I decided that on some of our vlogs, what we'll do is blind topics, and basically he'll think of something, I'll think of something, and we may not mention it to each other. And when we sit down, the person will spring it up, and that's how you know it's wholeheartedly transparent. So that's today. I have a topic in mind that I thought was really important. It's been about two or three weeks, maybe a couple of weeks ago. Like I just had like a rough, I was going through like anxiety and all types of stuff. And my husband was really there standing 10 toes down for me. And I truly, truly, truly appreciate that. And I was actually going to bring that up in a topic, but I thought of something else. It's the month of May, and it is Mental Health Awareness Month. So we always talk about like women. We know women got a lot of weight on their shoulders, whether you're a mom, whether you're a wife, whatever you got going on, like we know because we make it known. But I feel like men fight a lot of silent battles. Is that right?
Very true.
And my husband,
I feel like I know where this is going because okay, go ahead.
I feel like men fight a lot of silent battles, and silently it's not always the best thing. My son a couple weeks ago, he had came up to us in conversation in the kitchen and was like, "Hey Dad," he was like, we were talking, he talked about his sisters, and he was like, Leah cries all the time, and Summer cries a lot. I thought he was gonna call them crybabies and stuff, and he was like, and I cry sometimes, and I see Mommy cry sometimes, and even Colby cries sometimes, but you never cry. Why is that? And my husband answered, what did you say?
I cry alone. I cry in the shower.
So he said, I do cry. And he said, really? And he was like, yeah. He was like, when do you cry? He was like, I cry sometimes at night when y'all sleep in the shower. And it kind of really hit me, because I thought he was going to say, I don't cry. Men don't cry. Because, typically that's society's standard. Like, men are always so strong. But just because you cry doesn't mean that you're not strong. But then it hit me because I also, my husband is my person. So when I go through a lot, I don't necessarily mean to dump it on him, but he is my person. So I always go to him. He's always strong for me. But to hear that he said, I cry in the showers and I cry alone, it's like, I felt like, okay, he dealing with stuff that I don't even know about. And I feel like as a wife, I want to be that. I want to be of that like he is to me.
Right.
So I feel like, we are not, our marriage is different from many people's marriages, but as people, we connect to other people and our transparencies and how we live and the things that we go through. So I think today would be good to talk about some of the silent battles that men deal with. Maybe you can help other men, other husbands that deal with stuff that's heavy on their shoulders that they may not feel comfortable talking about. You can encourage them to actually, release the things that they need to release, so you can get the help to get through the things. You don't have to be by yourself.
For me, it's not, I don't think it's a help seeking. Like, I'm not looking for help when it comes to dealing with things that are bothering me at a certain time. Because just as a man, I kind of feel like there's this stigma to where a man just figures it out. Like, whether it's a tough time, a rough patch, something on his mind, it's difficult for us to talk about it because we're always supposed to be so strong. And I don't want to appear weak to my wife. I don't want to appear weak to my kids. I want to be that super dad that they see day in and day out. So when I cry alone and I cry in the shower, it's more, I may be going through something. It may be a financial thing, or I'm thinking about how I'm gonna pay this or how I'm gonna pay that. I'm always able to pay it, but at times you feel like I'm working so hard to maintain. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm gonna crash sometimes. And I can't let her know that I feel like I'm about to crash, because then it'll worry her. So I try to hide that more so for my family than for anything else.
Which is understandable. So you would say, like, the provider side, like, sometimes it's a lot.
Yeah, of course. Like, it's a lot. Being a man, like, it's just that stigma as a man in the marriage, in a relationship, in whatever. Like, you're supposed to hold it down. So they say, like, we supposed to hold it down, and sometimes that shit get rough, man. It's not easy just taking on everything and just not really feeling like you get a break.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you go from just from our experience in our household is, I go from work in the morning, taking my son to school, working all day, coming home, to now me being a man, I want to give her a break. So I'm taking over with the kids. I'm not cooking dinner because that's not my thing. That's her thing. So she's cooking dinner, but after dinner, or while dinner is being prepared, I'm maintaining the kids. I'm making sure this is done. I'm making sure this is done. After dinner is done, I'll clean up to take that off of her shoulders. Not realizing, but realizing that this is a lot. And as a man, that free time, once everybody goes to sleep, that's my free time. And that ends up being 11:30, 12, midnight, and I'm up to maybe 1, 2 in the morning, only to get right back up at 5 in the morning to go to the gym, get my son ready for school again, to do the same routine over and over. So a lot of times I'm burnt out, but I can't show that I'm burnt out. Like, it's literally, you just can't do it.
Right.
Because if I show that I'm burnt out, now you worry because I'm burnt out. And I wouldn't dare put that on your shoulders. Like, I will take on all of that before I be like, yo, take this shoulder off of it. It may be wrong, but that's just me being a man.
But how do I know when to step up a little more or be more helpful to you if you don't say, hey, I'm feeling like this? Like, I ain't got no problem telling you. Well, I won't say I don't got no problem, but it takes for me to blow up to tell you I'm burnt up, which is not really good either, because I could have told you before I got to that point.
Yeah, so I don't want to come to you with more. I already know what you take on throughout the day, and running your businesses on top of, well, running our businesses on top of maintaining the kids. We have 4 kids in our house. My one son is the only one that actually goes to school. My daughter, she goes to online school. Summer's 3. She hasn't attended school yet, but she has a tutor, so she has tutoring. And on top of that, we have a baby who is what? 10 months now, and she doesn't nap but maybe once a day.
She
so you don't really get a break
like she should. Yeah.
So with me understanding that you don't really get breaks, I'm not gonna come home and bark on you about, well, why this not done? Why this not done? I have in the past. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we had our rough patches where I was burnt out. I was upset. I was like, yo, why this not done? Why this not done? Why this not done? But it took for me to take the kids out one day, and I took them to Target. I took them to the doctors. I took them out to eat. I fed them lunch. And I had to realize, like, this is a lot. You know what I'm saying? Even for me, and I only had 2 kids. At the time, I only took 2 kids out the house, and she was dealing with
summer and working.
3 kids, and now it's 4 kids. So I understand how hard it is. So whatever I'm going through, I'm not gonna put that on you. Only because I don't want you to have to worry about that as well.
Yeah, I understand. I appreciate that. But I think that in even that conversation before, and as we're talking about it now, it's kind of like in past tense, because I am a person that likes to find solutions. So like when I heard that, like, you know, like I more so started doing like loving your husband better, or how you can support your husband Bible plans. And like that tremendously helps every day, because sometimes you just think about stuff that you don't think about. And like one is like, do you actually like listen to your husband? Because sometimes he can tell you without telling you. You know, like, and it's almost like, you know, when you want your mate to listen to the things that you like or whatever, and then when holidays or something come around and they just do or buy or, you know, just like take action on something that you didn't necessarily say but they paid attention to. I feel like that is something that should also be done. And sometimes, like, because of so much that's going on, I would get consumed in it, and then I'm not worried about myself, and I'm really not worried about him, which is, you know, it's not ideal for a growing marriage. So like, just like sometimes, like I talk a lot. I talk to him a lot. He always listens and stuff like that. And like in one of the plans I had read, it was just more so like listening for those cues in your spouse. But in order for me to listen, I gotta be quiet sometimes. So like, we were in the car one day, and I'll go back to why we're in the car, because I now have found a sitter for us to do like us time. Before, like I don't trust a lot of people. I don't really like, it's just hard for me to leave what I love in other people's hands, whether it's my husband, whether it's my kids. It's just hard, and that's more so me putting more on myself than I need to. But it was in that I'm like, okay, things need to be different. Like, we need to plan for date nights 2 times a month. And, you know, through a trusted friend, I found a sitter, and we used her, and we actually got out and we had a date night, and it was so much enjoyable. Like, I know I love my husband. I know I enjoy his space, but like I literally came home like I really love this is my person. Like, I really love being around him. Like, I love him outside of what we built. Like, if I had to do it all over again, I would redate him and do it all over again. And sometimes it takes that. But I would say in the midst of that, like just being in the car, like I like to talk, like I said, just being quiet and letting him talk. I ain't got to, and it's not like being quiet, like being funny where he like, is something wrong, but like being quiet, like, you know, small talk, but then he will talk. And I can hear from that, or listen to that and kind of pay attention to. So I know like the biggest thing right now with my husband and feeling like a lot is on his shoulders, and then me feeling like a lot is on my shoulders, I also restarted therapy last month. And one of the things was like structure in the house, structure with us. You can't plan everything, but structure is required, especially where we are going in life. Yeah. So I had bought a family planner calendar a couple months ago, and I hadn't applied it until, I want to say this is going on 2 weeks now. And in this calendar on Sundays we sit down and we'll plan out our Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and weekend. And like, I know my husband is like big on like, you know, like a clean house and stuff like that. I'm big on, I got these kids, I'll pay somebody. But his thing is he don't have no problem with paying somebody, but in between the paying somebody, like I want to maintain it. So like he'll come home and like do certain stuff. So like even with the biggest thing, like I know that bothers him. Like he don't like dishes in the sink and stuff like that. I don't like that either, but again, because I feel overwhelmed, I feel like something gotta fall short. And if I got to leave a dish in the sink, I would. But the issue is not having the structure. I know that bothers him. So now like on our list is like one chore is the kitchen has to be clean before we go to bed. Whether it's me or whether it's him, we'll take the time out to do it, and it's not solely one person. He don't gotta come home and feel like, he gotta do it, because we know it's in the schedule. Same thing about him. I know he's been overwhelmed. And if you ask him, what's something like you really enjoy, like outside of playing a game and watching the rap battles? It's been years since he's went out and did things just like me, but I know that my husband truly enjoys the gym. My thing was COVID. I don't want you around like all those people and stuff, but here it is 3 years in. We built a mini gym. We're in the process of like finishing it up until it's perfect. And even though he can utilize it, I had to realize like that's not his solution. He still like the gym where they got all the equipment that we don't have and stuff like that. So I had to, out of my own discomfort, say, okay, I know this is something that you enjoy and you need an outlet. They get back in the gym. He like, for real? So what does he do? Whether it's in the morning or whether it's after work, it's planned in. Like I know that my husband spends an hour or two at the gym. Yeah. How has that been making you feel?
It's a relief. Not gonna lie, it's a relief, because it's kind of, it changes my mood 1,000%. Like when I come home, when I get off of work, of course, when you get off of work, everybody's tired, you're beat, you don't want to do anything, but it's just something about when I go to the gym, it gives me that extra energy. It changes my whole vibe once I walk through these doors when I get home. Not to say when I walk through the doors, it's complete chaos, but when I walk through those doors, once I get off of work, I'm able to observe and look at everything without anger. You know what I'm saying? Like if I came in and it's 20,000 toys on the floor, I'm not gonna be upset about that.
Because you got,
only because of that extra leisure time that I had to go actually clear my mind from just working and everything else. The gym does that for me.
Right. So like that's in there. We did a lot of things. We will have to do another video on everything, but it's more so, like I said, finding a solution. And we do our morning devotionals every day together. We do marriage devotionals, we do life devotionals, we do daily devotionals. And I really feel like that helps, because sometimes like they be spot on. Not sometimes, they be spot on. When we be feeling the way and we be talking to each other about stuff, and it don't even have to be marriage wise, but stuff that can affect your marriage because it's sitting on your mind, it's sitting on your heart, it's sitting on your spirit. And when you do those devotionals and it's like, oh, it's talking to me, or like, oh, I'm tripping, or oh, I just need to trust God, or oh, that's not my cross to bear, you can go in with your true responsibilities, like your marriage, your spouse, your kids, without too much worry, because you know you've gotten the release that you need, even in the revelation from the devotion. We do our, we're trying to in order to be healthier mentally, physically, and emotionally, or mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, you have to be better physically.
Yeah.
So, I know him. My husband used to get headaches, and he used to have this like little jumpy thing going on with his cheek and stuff. And I when he went to the doctor, like I made him go to the doctor. All his vitals was good and stuff, and it could have been based on stress. But I know that he really don't. He not the person that's gonna be like, oh, I need to eat. Let me do this, or let me go buy this for lunch or breakfast. Like, I'll do that. Matter of fact,
as a man, if it's stress, I'm not gonna tell her.
Right.
Just
so
not gonna happen.
This is where I step in the mornings when I get up. Just like I get the kids together, I get his stuff together. He get the stuff that he like. He get a smoothie. He get boiled eggs. He get bacon. He get sausages. Like, he get his daily meal that he feel like his meal prep is the truth. He get that before he get off, so when he get to work, he has what he needs, and he's not going without because he's not gonna give it to himself. I step in there, like,
I basically have my fuel for the day.
Right.
Giving me my fuel to get through my day, which helps me 1,000%, because I go to work. I may not eat breakfast. In the past, I wasn't eating breakfast. I may have had a bowl of cereal or something like that to get me through my lunch, and then I won't eat until probably when I get home. And that was an issue for her. So she like, all right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get you together every single morning. And since then, it's been breakfast, it's been a smoothie for lunch, it's been a protein bar, it's been leftovers, whatever is available in that refrigerator, it goes in my lunch pail. So
right. And that's just a little bit to name, like I said, this will be about to be in week 3, but this has been amazing for us, just like structure and planning out the day, because it kind of helps you plan away the stress. Like, even down to at night, my kids' clothes iron, his lunch made at night and stuff. And I know this is basic stuff that is like, oh, it should be easy to do. But when you got a lot going on, if it's written down and it's like, okay, this is a part of my day, this is part of my schedule, let me get on it and do it, and you see yourself accomplish it. Like, the first week, like, we struggled a little bit this week, but it was still so much better. But the first week was amazing. Like, just even getting it down, like, I felt his energy. I started walking with the kids, and I realized, like, that's me. Like, I love nature. I like to hear the birds. Like, I like to the wind to hit my face. Like, I like the sun. Like, I truly love nature. And when I was having like overwhelmed days, I'm just like, okay, instead of yelling at these kids and getting upset and calling my husband and having a meltdown, when I go pick up my son from school, let's get out the car, turn Colby car seat into a stroller, and let's walk. And I had only planned for 20-minute walks, and them walks turned into 45 minutes to an hour.
Right.
And I truly like enjoyed it. I see my kids enjoyed it too, but it's like really like finding your outlet. Like, that's it. And it may not be the total solution, but that's it. Like, finding an outlet outside of each other and also finding an outlet together. And I truly feel like that can help a man and where he struggles and feeling like he's overwhelmed, and also a woman and where she struggles and feel like she's overwhelmed.
I agree.
So that was my topic today. Of course, we have so much more to talk about it. We may make it a part 2, but I don't want this video to be too long, because I know that people got things to do. Y'all got lives just like we got lives. I got to get to y'all kids too.
Right.
So
listen on your ride home, or listen when you cleaning up.
Right. And let us know if you want us to also add this as a podcast, like, in the future. If you guys like podcasts, or it's better for you than to just sit down and watch videos, let us know, because like I said, this is our platform, but our platform is for your and our growth. And like, we grow through these conversations. I know that we can help other people because they listen and they relate, and we're very transparent. But I also know that sometimes it's different ways. It's hard. Like, I can't sit down and watch stuff all the time myself either, but I can sit down and put my AirPod in and listen to it while I'm folding clothes or whatever. So just let us know how we can support you guys better. And we definitely will get on it, because again, this is just the beginning of Marriage Madness with Rio And Cara. If you haven't followed us on all platforms, I'm gonna ask you again, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok. We are turning it up, and if you want to turn it up with us and possibly be eligible to win things, whether it's date nights, I got a lot of stuff. I can't give y'all the sauce, but just follow us and stay in tune with us. And the last thing I want to mention is, if you're following us, well, it'll be on all pages as well. We are doing a challenge starting May 15th, live on Facebook at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it starts on the 15th, but it's for 45 days straight. We are doing a 40-day word fast for couples. The challenge is 45 days because it has 5 chapters before you start. And we're going to do a chapter a day and then start. And basically it's a word fast, and it's for you and your spouse to eradicate criticism, complaining, judgment, gossip, negative words from your language in your marriage. You can break through to a new level of tenderness, kindness, intimacy as you and your spouse ask yourself questions like, what words are hurting our marriage? Where do we turn when the heat is on? What promises are we not sticking to? What is getting in the way of us getting closer? Can our marriage be restored? And what does God want for us as a couple? And I really feel like, this is a good place to start with a challenge, because sometimes we use words and we don't even know that they're toxic. We use, we communicate in a way that we don't even know is toxic. And the first part of, having a healthy marriage is actually trying, and, just doing what you need to do to grow in a marriage. So if you'd like to join us, make sure you follow us on Facebook for updates. Again, it's starting May 15th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every day we'll be committed to coming on live at 9 p.m. So this is why that schedule is big for us too, because we got to handle our commitment and just go through the 45-day word challenge. If you'd like to buy this book, the link is going to be below in the description. It's on our Amazon storefront, which we have, so you can go straight to the link and purchase it and get it prime, and you'll get it in 2 days. So if you're watching this before the 15th, you should be able to get it by the 15th. But that's all I have. Again, I don't want to make this video too long, so thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share to your couple friends, your engaged friends, your married friends, because again, we are all about healthy and happy relationships, and that's why we're here and being transparent. Got anything else to say?
Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back. Another video, conversation episode. I'm Rio. This is my wife, Cara. Peace.